lot of table functions are there. So we have something called data table. Look here. There is a function called data table. Okay. So in order to, as the name suggests, table, you need to use the table tools. You need to click on the new table, okay, to create a data table. Okay. So here the function name is data table. Inside the function, you specify the column name, like how you create a table in RDBMS. The same way. Column name, data type, column name, data type. And then you need to use the curly braces. And then your value should be surrounded by the curly braces. Since it's a function, it opened with this parenthesis and closed with close parenthesis. And here you need to specify, this is syntax, okay? Inside this, for each row, you need to specify the value. So RE01 is the region ID, and region name is East, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. So once you create it, right? So you can do it. So you can create a table. So data table is something like a static table. We can create a table inside this one. For example, if you want to see the data table, as I told you, data table will return a table, it is not a calculated column. It is not a measure. So look here, data table, look here. So this one, so whatever the column name we define, look here in the data view, if you go there, so data table REG1, a new table got created because the data table function will return a table. So this data table, if you want to create a data, if you want to use a data table function, you need to click on the new table, not the new measure, not the new column. This is not a calculated column. It is not a measure. It is a table. Hence, you need to click on new table. So here you need to use this one. Okay, since I already use the script, in the interest of saving time, I'm using the existing script to explain you all. Look here, once you execute this one, in the data view, if you go and see, you can see the table got created here. When you click on this, you can see the data here. Like how you see the data for other tables in the data view, the same way you can see. This is static table. And similarly, I created another table called REG2. One second. I just click on REG. Look here. Here also same thing I did, but the data values are different. So in the previous case, we have RE01, RE03. And here, look here, I just go back. Please remember this, RE01, RE03. In this second table, we have RE02 and RE03. And here, if I go to, I created another table called REG3. So here, if you see, the column names are a little bit different. The column names are a little bit different. And so this is how you can create a data table. Now the question is, when can I create it? See, not all the time you need CSV files or the Excel files. You don't need it. For example, you wanted to have something like actual versus budget, right? So you want to type your own, see the budgeted amount and actual amount will be set by the management, right? So they know the values. In that case, they can create a table like this. And if they want to compare the actual versus budget, they can do it. In that kind of situation, you can use this one. So here, let me do one thing. So we have a function called intersect. Intersect function also falls under table functions. Okay. The data table function falls under table function and intersect. So what is common between data table REG1, REG2? And it returns nothing. There is nothing common between these two because I just copy this one to a notepad. Here, R is 03. So everyone will tempted to think RE03, RE03s are common between these two, but the rest of the values are not common, right? Not same here. Here, north is not there. Here, the same value is not there. So if these two values, the entire row is same, then it would have written the intersect. The intersect is a set operator. You remember in SQL query also we can use intersect minus the same thing. We can use it here. Next one is except table. The except table will return only the left side of the table. So what is my left side table? For example, in the except function, the first argument I specified this table, second argument I specified this table. So here RE01 east and RE03, this is the value we have it. And here, so okay, how does this except function works, right? That is what you will be wondering about it. So let me just draw it. See, this is my Venn diagram. This is my REG1. This is my REG2. So it will return only the left side of the table. So what is the left side of the table? This is the one, right? This is the one. So it will return only this one, except function. It's pretty simple. So it will ignore the common value between these two data sets, and it will not consider the values from this. It will consider only this side, okay? This side only. So this one, okay? So this side only, it will consider the values. So that's why it is except function returns the left side of the value, the data table REG1. So in the interview, they might ask you what are the table function that you used. You can tell them you've used data table and intersect table. So intersect as the function, set function, except is also kind of a set function. And you have something called union. Let me just show you whether if I used union table, yes, union table is also there. And union. So in this case, what happened? REG1, REG2. So as the name suggests, union. So A union B, school time is studied. So RE01 east and RE03 north and RE02 RE03, right? So all the values got combined. So union, A union B, right? So 4 rows got combined here. That is what union. School time is study. So union is the values from both the table. The intersect is the common value between the table, and except is, maybe you are not familiar with it. Except will return only the left side of the table. Okay. And the next one is we have something called select columns. This is another DAX function. Look here. So this is a little bit different, the select columns. And what I did here was I have used the union table. So what is the union table? Look here. So I just take the data here. This is my union table, right? So I cannot take all the values. See, RE01 or 01, 02, 03, 03, right? So 01, 02, 03. And here I want to show you which one I have shown you. Yeah, so this one. Select columns. Select columns is another function. See, this is called union table, okay? And so this table output, I'm going to take it. The 4 records, I'm going to take it. Okay, and then I wanted to combine the union table with REG3. So we have something else, you remember. So let me just take the REG3 also. I've shown you this table. Look here. This is what I've shown you, right? At the outset, when I started talking about the table function, I shown you these 3 tables. So what I did, I union these 2 things, combine the values of these 2 tables. And then the combined values got stored in a table called union table. And then what I do is, so I combined these 2 tables, REG1 and REG2, and I stored it in a table called union table. And then what I do is, now I want to combine I want to combine the union table with this one, REG3. So here I'm going to use select columns. Now you might be asking, union table, comma, data table, REG3, can't I give it directly? Yes, you can give it. But the challenge here is the column names are not same here. In the REG3, if you compare with, see here, region ID is there, region name is there, but here region name 1 is there. Sales is there, but sales 1 is there. The column names are different. Though the column names are different, but the data are same. Okay. But when you try to do union, it will go and check region ID, it will get combined. Region name one, it will consider, since these two columns are different, it will not do the proper union. So in that case, yes, a select columns function is available, using which you can rename the column. For example, in the select columns, you specify the column, specify the table for which you want to rename the columns. The original column is region ID, and the data table reg3. In this, you make it region ID and region name. Okay, this is the actual, this is the name we wanted. Okay, and this is the existing name in the reg3. So look here, region name, rename the region name one as region name, and rename the quantity one as quantity. So rename sales one as sales. The select column is in simple term. In this use case, it helps us to rename the existing columns. If you don't rename, what will happen? The union will not happen properly. Look here, after renaming the column, now we are able to successfully combine this table with the reg3 table without having any issues. So what did we learn as part of table function? We have some data table using which you can create a static table. And we discussed about the set operators like union, intersect, except, and also we discussed about select function, select columns DAX function. Remember it, okay? So these are the functions that are very much helpful in real-time scenario. There are some situations, okay? We should be aware of this one. Next, we will jump into summarize function. The summarize function is very much helpful to do the summary, like a group by. If you want to do some kind of group by, you can do it with summarize. Okay. The first argument of the summarize function is table. The summarize function returns table here. Okay, and group by, what is group by and all. We discussed a group by as part of Power Query editor itself. Okay, so these are the arguments. The first argument is table, and second is group by column. You can specify more than one column as part of group by. Like in SQL, how do we specify? The same way. And what is the name for the summarizing column? So name one is nothing but what name you want to give it. Okay, and expression one. Okay, expression is sum of sales, something like that. And what is this? You can use more than one column to do aggregation, and you can use more than one column to do the group by using summarize. Summarize function returns the what table. Okay, so I just go back here and let me just see if I already created it. Yeah, summarize columns. Summarize column. We have something called summarize columns and summarize function. Look here. Here, I want to do some kind of something like this. Okay, and I want to group by on location key, and then I want to sum the sales amount. Okay, and this is what no, not this one. Summarize. See, summarize is a table. It will return a table. See, look here. So what you need to do is, I'll tell you one thing. You can go to modeling tab and then click on new table, and where you need to put this command. Okay, summarize. So summarize function, because summarize returns a table, and also it takes the first argument as a table, and then second argument is group by which column. So if you ask me to write this in SQL query, select sum of fact sales amount. Okay, sorry, where it is? So did I do something wrong here? Okay, see here it is something else. Select sum of sales from fact sales group by location. Let me do it. Group by location key. Group by location key. And here the sum of sales, so as total sales. Got it? So this is the one. So this is the equivalent SQL query. for this one. Okay, so I want to find out the total sales for each location. That's it. So to find out the total sales for each location, you need to specify the table name, and you need to specify the column name, and you need to specify what kind of, you want to do average, or you want to count, or you want to sum. In this case, the aggregation function, I'm using sum, and the summed value will get stored in a meaningful column by the name of total sales. Got it? So that is what, but this summarize function will return a table. Sorry, what I do is I think I made a mistake here. I messed up the existing one. Anyhow, not a problem. Summarize max sales. Okay, here I put so many things here. Yeah, so there's a problem. Line 4, during passing invalid, line 4 offset 39 sales. Okay, so here sum of sales. Don't press enter when you type it. You need to keep pressing the alt key, press enter, and then you just see here. And so when you keep the cursor here, the corresponding the open parenthesis here, and okay, here what happened? Here the open parenthesis I missed out. Let me do one thing. Yeah, it is sales sum out, right? Yes, that is the problem. Yes, now the issue got resolved. Since I typed this SQL query alongside of this one for demo purpose, the table, the column name mistakenly renamed it. So what was the calculators? That is called calculated table. Summarize. So you need to see that to see the data. Obviously, you need to go to the data view. Click on the summarize. Look here along with the calculated table script. You can see the data here. In Bangalore, total sales we made this much. In each location, how much sales we made in total. That we can obtain it using summarize function. Got it? So that is what summarize function is all about. Okay, so here I just go back to my this one. Look here, the same thing. So this is my grouping column. Which is my grouping column? Region is my grouping column. Not this one. Sorry, this region is the grouping column, and total sales. Sorry, the sum is the aggregation. Total sales is the name for this aggregation. Okay, you need to think that way. See, the region is a grouping column, okay, and it is, okay, I have some problem with my PowerPoint. The license got expired. Okay, the next one is we have something called a roll-up measure. We have something called roll-up measure. The roll-up function, so not a measure, sorry, roll-up is a function that you can use it with summarize function. It is very much helpful to calculate the subtotals, okay, subtotals. And I will just show you one example for Rollup. And let me do one thing. I just open something called DAX Studio, and you guys can go ahead and download DAX Studio from the Google. It is an open source. You don't have to pay any money for this. You can use it like how you use Power BI desktop. Same way you can use it. Click on this. It will take some time. The advantage of DAX Studio is, see, we have something called calculated column, and we have something else called measure, and we have something else called calculated table. If I want to use summarize function, I need to click on the calculate table function, calculate table option there. And if I want to create a measure, I need to go here. Look here, I need to go here and modeling and click on new measure. If you want to create a calculator, I need to click on this. If you want to create a calculated table, like I've shown you data table a while back, I need to click on this. So too much of back and forth here and there, right? So whereas here, whether it is a calculated column or measure, simply you go to one single place and create. All I need is I need to test the functionality of my DAX query. That's it. Why should I go here and there, right? So look here, I clicked it several times. So they expect you to, in the interview, if you say your 3-year experience, they will expect you to be good with the DAX Studio also. But don't get worried about all the things, okay? Here, which one I'm using here? I'm using the demo. See, in this case, I have opened more than one Power BI report file. And when you open DAX Studio, you need to click on this down arrow. So first of all, you need to click on select the Power BI and you need to select all filters because in this report file only, I need to connect. So my DAX Studio will connect to this report file. So look here, what all the things, right? This is the data table that I created. All the calculated table measures, calculated column, whatever I created, you can see it here. What are the tables that I used it, the dimension tables, everything you can see it. So on the right side, what I'm going to do is you need to click on something called Query Builder. Here you can specify this one. You can specify something like evaluate. And I'm going to say summarize. Okay, let me do one thing. Your fax sales, right? Okay, let me do one thing. This is going to be a little bit challenging. Summarize. Okay, at this moment, let me do one thing. I just click on this one. Let me check if I used the sales W04 somewhere. Because there you have proper category column names are there. Categorical columns are available. So can you see sales W04 here? No, right? So here and all filters too here. No, sales W04 is not there. I will show you little later about the Rollup function. Using Rollup function, you can do the subtotal and all. Okay, I will show you with this because that's a very interesting one. The data, what we have in sales W04. And that I will show you a little later. And the next one is we have something called top n function. Top n is another function. This is widely used in the any analytics project. Top 10 customers, top 10 sales. If you want to see it, right, you can use top n function. So what I am going to do is I just go up here. Like I said earlier, I've created dedicated measure table. Here I'm going to click on new measure. First of all, in my data set, I don't have more than 5 or 10 customers. What I do is top 3 customers. I'm going to say top 3 customers. I'm going to use top n function. The first argument is n value. So top 3. So if you wanted to see top 20 customers, you can say 20. N value is nothing but the top 10 or top 20, that value. Okay, so in my case, I'm going to use 3. And the next one is table is fact sales, and here the fact sales or instead of saying top 3 sales, okay, top 3 customers, you're saying top 3 customers, top 3 sales, and then I'm going to say descending. So you need to say by default it is ascending. Now it got okay, the expression with multiple columns. Okay, top 3 fact sales. Okay, here top 3 also returns a table. Yeah, this is calculated table. See, I intentionally did this. So here I clicked new table. This is not a new column. It's not a calculator column. It's not a measure. Okay. Because the top n function will return a top three sales, right? So now look here. Now there are no error. And I just selected it. Most of them, they do this mistake. Because the top n function, even experienced people, top three sales. Look here. If I click on this, look here, it shows me the top three sales here. Wait. Top three sales. Yes, this is the top three sales amount. These are the top three sales. And now look here, 18,000, 18,000, 18,000 is there. And all these three things are considered as one and two. So these two, right? So top two, it shows only top two. So you might be wondering, so the top three, why it shows 5 records? Because these three values are same, right? Hence it's considered as a one. These two are considered as a thing. For example, if I use top four, let's see what happens. So yeah, the same thing. Okay. But here we don't have more number of records. Okay. That's the reason why it is not showing the top three here. And top 10, if I, sorry, 1 second. Top 10, if I say top 10 sales, look here, it shows the top 10 sales amount, right? And descending order. So ideally it should show it in descending order. Let it be there. Here, if you go here and if you select sort descending, so the top sales is this one, the P005 and customer ID C02 and this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something, right? It does the top 10 automatically. So 10 records, top 10 sales will show. So if you count here 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So these two records are also considered as part of the top 10. Okay. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 records. Okay. So top n, the first parameter is the number of rows to return. So here 10 top sales, and second parameter is the source table, and third parameter is the column name, right? So I want to order a table based on the sales amount, total sales or something. The fourth parameter is ascending or descending order. So that's pretty much about the top sales. Okay, so this is the top n function is also used widely in most of the analytics project. And the next one is we have something else called the rank X function. Probably I will show you the ranks with because that table, the sales underscore W04 has a lot of data in it.